8 days international faculty development program on business analysis and business intelligence. Today, I'm going to introduce our today's expert, Dr. Chanchala Jain. She is an author, research expert, and academician with an experience of more than 11 years in management and commerce as an assistant professor. She is co-founder of Urja Counseling and Training Indore. Presently, she is working as assistant professor in Prestige Institute of Management and Research Indore. Over there, she is coordinator of IQAC. As a research expert and trainer, she has conducted many workshops and FDPs on SPSS module, research paper writing and analysis through our programming. Recently, she has completed one research project related to medical field which has been presented before the central ministry. She has chaired and co-chaired various conferences. She has rich experience of more than 10 years in research, and with this, she has more than 42 research papers published in various scopes, national and international journals. She has also presented research papers at more than 20 conferences and won 5 Best Paper Awards at JIMS, Delhi, Pacific University, Udaipur, and 3 in Prestige, Indore. Four research scholars are doing their PhD under her guidance. She has also guided more than 500 students in their major and minor research project. As an author, she has also written a book on crucial problem of our society along with co-author title as Atmahatya Kyun Kare? Atmahatya Kyun. With this introduction, I would like to invite our today's expert.
Hello, Priyanka ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes,
you are audible.
yes. So, very good afternoon, Priyanka ma'am, and all the participants. Uh, shall I start, Priyanka ma'am, or do I need to wait?
No, ma'am, we can start. We can start with our topic, users of R and data analysis, and our expert is ready to introduce all this R and its methods. Ma'am, the dice is yours.
Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am. Thank you, everyone present over here. I think participants, only 9 participants has just joined, but still I'm starting the session. So, very good evening, everyone. Today, as ma'am said, I'm going to discuss the role of R in the research. So most of you are already aware about research, and you are maybe available about aware about other softwares like SPSS and Excel also. I think one of the session I have also taken in the SPSS, in that I have explained you how we can use SPSS and how we can perform various kind of analysis using SPSS. Today I'm going to talk about the next software, that is R and R Studio, and we'll see how we can perform various kind of analysis using R. So I think most of you are knowing that R is a programming language. Using that, we can also do the analysis. Generally, R is used in the academic field for doing the research analysis. So it is a very strong software. Using various packages, we can perform various kinds of analysis. Right now, if I say, because I think yesterday or today itself, Ajay sir has shared one or two links with all of you. One is for R and second is for R Studio. So can anyone confirm me? Any one of you have downloaded those softwares or not? Anyone is ready along with me to perform analysis using R? Yes. May I contact anyone who is available in this particular platform, can connect with me and tell me whether they are ready with the software or not? Okay, I'm not getting any answer. Okay, one raised hand by Jyoti Sapra ma'am, I guess. So I'm assuming Jyoti ma'am and Vikrant sir, these two people are ready with the software and they'll perform along with me. Yes, very good. Thank you. So I think
Excuse
when we
me, ma'am.
yes, Priyanka,
Excuse
ma'am.
me. To the participants, uh, for the topic today, there was a link sent in respect to the R. Kindly download if you have not. While she is narrating, you will be able to progress with her. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Priyanka, ma'am. Yes, yes, everyone. As ma'am said, I have already shared a link for R and R Studio both. I have written the clear instruction that we usually today I'm going to explain you analysis using R Studio, and for performing analysis on Studio, you need to must have the R software also in your desktop or in your laptops, right? So both the softwares you need to install to work with the R flawlessly. Now talking about R is a open source software. Open source means anyone can easily download this software. It is freely available on a CRAN website. We need to go on this website and we can easily join it. Oh, sorry, we can easily download it. And talking about open source, other meaning of open source is that anyone uh, or any user or the particular person who is belonging to the R community, they can easily upload anything on R, or we can easily use or download many things using the R and R Studio, right? So that way we can say it is a open source software. Along with that, one more important point of R is that R is a very R has a very strong graphical packages available. If we want to perform this advanced level of graphs using R, that we can do. So that way R has a very good packages. Maybe you people have heard also that there is a package called ggplot. Using that particular package, nowadays the new name of this plot is this package is ggplot 2. So using that particular package we can install so many various kind of functions, and using that we can plot various types of graphs also, right? So these are the features or strong features of R. Going ahead, I will say about the R Studio. R Studio is known as the IDE for the R. So using IDE means IDE is a better version of R. All the features of R would be available in R Studio. Along with that, I'll show you the screen if you have not downloaded R Studio. So I'll show you that what is the interface of R Studio and why it is better to perform in comparison to the work with the R or console of R, right? So I'll show you. I'll sharing my screens. Give me a second. I'm sharing my entire screen with all of you. Yes.
Chanchla ma'am, can you please update? I already downloaded, but I'm not able to have a look ki how where it is, matlab like how it will show. Is it working or not? How I came to know about this?
I'm not getting you. It is working or not means?
Means I downloaded it, saved in my drive also. Make
Okay.
that application run also. Then how I use it? Like where I have to go then
You
to
need to
check?
search for the software with the name R.
It's showing R in my drive, and then it is showing a type as application type over there.
Have you downloaded R and R Studio both?
I just downloaded R first of all. Should I
Then
have
you need to
download both?
download both the things, because I let you know, because R Studio is the better way of working with R as compared to R. It is not like that R cannot do anything or R cannot perform what R Studio do. Both can perform both the things, but the interface of R Studio is more user friendly as compared to the R console.
Okay, once I clicked on this R Studio, it is showing on the right side download R Studio. Should I click on that?
I think I'm unable to say anything without looking at the screen. If you can share your screen, only then I can say.
Have you
Ma'am,
you already been downloaded
excuse
now?
me.
Huh.
Excuse me. Chanchla, ma'am, can you just show them the process of how to download
Ma'am,
our...
it will take so much time. I cannot,
Okay.
in that case, I think we cannot complete today whatever I want to do. That is
Jo-
why I have given the link
Jyoti ma'am,
before.
the YouTube video will be available. Till that time, ma'am is discussing the topic. Just search out how it works, and if not, then just repeat the YouTube again.
हाँ नहीं
And I
again yes
think
ma'am. I'm just getting it.
on my YouTube channel is also available, ma'am. And in that process of downloading R and RSP, both is available.
It's
If you
been
want,
downloaded. I already been downloaded right now while talking with you. Save
okay.
that in my drive also. But I just
Okay.
want to know after downloading how much, matlab, what will be the next procedure?
You need to open it to work it.
But
Just
that's
in
it, to open it,
no
run as
means
an
now
administrator.
after downloading, you need to install it also, ma'am. It's a software. I think we all know how to work with a software.
Okay,
If we are
okay, okay.
downloading, we need to execute it also. We need to
Okay.
install it.
Just like run like an administrator,
Yes,
and then
right.
yes,
Yes,
start.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. Similar.
Okay, okay. That I have
Yeah.
already done. Okay.
Yes, that's great. So if
Okay.
you have done, this is the
Hmm.
interface of R Studio, which I'm going to show you. Everyone can see, I hope. My screen is visible, right? Anyone will confirm me screen is visible or not?
Yes, yes, it is visible.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am,
you.
your screen is visible.
Yes, thank you, Priyanka ma'am. So here, friends, I'll explain you firstly what are these four black screens you can see here, right? Maybe your window, those who have downloaded, the color can be different. It can be white also. I have changed my color, so that is why you can see it is in black color, right? So firstly, we will see the first window which is at the left hand side top, means I can say the right, left, most left, most left corner, which I'm talking about, where I'm rotating my mouse. You can see this is the first screen of R Studio. This screen is known as the script window or R script window. Means in this window, whatever command or whatever functions or whatever lines we want to write, that we can easily write here, right? If we want to execute them, here you can see I'm rotating my mouse. That is a run button. Using that run button, I can execute them in the R environment or in the R console. Means once I will write something here, I will press this button and it would be executed in R, and I can see its execution in this next window, that is the R console. Now R console means it is same like the R software. So in R software, once we are downloading it and we are opening it, there is only a black window, that is a console window. And here after this I can say greater than sign, we can write anything. Here also we can write the command, write the code, and after pressing enter we can execute it here. But what is the benefit of R Studio? If we are working with R Studio, so R Studio provides us the facility, whatever code and command we are writing, we can save them, and in future we can also use them. But in R console, that facility is not available. So that is why I am suggesting you, if you want to work, we can work with the R Studio. That way we can save everything and we can use that thing in the future also. So that is the benefit of R Studio. So these are the first two windows. The first window, again I repeat, this is the R script window where I'm rotating my mouse. It is a left window available at the upper corner, and the lower corner window left side is the console window. Here we can write the code also, and whatever we will execute also we can see the output in this particular window. Going to the right hand side, here you can see this is our environment. This is known as our environment. Whatever we will create, say for example I'm creating any variable in R, so that creation I can see here in this environment. Now presently it is empty because nothing we have executed in R, right? The last window, that is the fourth window, which is at the right hand side lower corner, you can find this window. Here we can get all the graphs. Means if I am plotting any graph using R, so the output I can see. All the packages which are already installed in R and also which are not installed, that also we can see under this packages. Similarly, files and other things. So these are the four more important windows of R Studio. I hope it is clear, and those who have downloaded, they have opened it. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am, fine.
Very good. So may I go ahead and may I tell you how we can work with this? May
Yes.
I? Yes. So I'll start with the creation of variable, right? So here you can see, I'll tell you the working of both R console and R script both. So firstly, I'm telling you about the R console. So those who have only downloaded R, if they are opening their R, so they would be able to see this kind of interface where I'm rotating my mouse. That is the lower left corner. This is the R environment, or this is the R interface, right? So here, suppose I'm creating a variable with the name X, right? And I want to store some value in X. So either I can put equal sign and whatever value I want to assign. Suppose I want to store 23 in X. So that way I have written X is equals to 23. Now I can press enter. Once I will press enter, you can see now the cursor has switched from this line to the next line, and again we can see new greater than sign is coming. That means our first line is executed, and we can see in the this particular environment also at the right hand side upper window, you can see it is executed and it is showing x23, right? Now if suppose I want to see what I have stored in my variable x, so I have written x and I'm pressing enter, it will return me 23. One important thing here we need to keep in our mind, that is R is a case sensitive language. So here capital X is different and small x is different. So you need to keep this thing in your mind. You can make a note. So now I'm coming here and talking about the R script, and now onward I will perform everything in R script and I'll let you know how it is very important to work with, right? So suppose again I'm creating a variable x. This time I am showing you one more operator, or one more symbol. This particular symbol is known as the assignment sign. So either assignment sign can be represented like this or like equal also, right? So technically, most of the people, those who are working in R, they are using this symbol. That is less than and the hyphen. This is the assignment symbol. You can easily enter this from your keyboard. So suppose now I'm entering some other value in R, and here if I am entering anything and I want to execute it in our environment, if you will press enter, see, I am pressing enter here. You can see I have pressed enter, but now if suppose I will call x, right, I am pressing enter again, so you can see nothing is executed. Why so? Because we are working in the R script. So here if I want to execute anything, I need to press this run button where I am rotating my mouse, or you can press control enter. So there are two ways to execute any line in R. Either you can press control enter, or you can use this particular icon, that is run icon. So now you can see once I have pressed control enter, this line has executed, and now when I'm calling it, so again I need to press either control enter, or I need to press this run button. So you can see now it is showing me x is 27. So again you can understand the important or the interesting fact here. Once firstly I have stored here 23, and then secondly I have stored 27. So that means x, whatever I have stored in the x previously, it is overwritten now, and now x is having 27. So that means x now 23 is replaced by 27. So this is a way of creating a variable in R or R script. Is it clear to everyone? Any doubts so far? How many of you are performing along with me? Yes. Vikrant sir performing. Great, sir. Anyone else? No one is performing except Vikrant sir? Yes. Okay. So shall I move ahead? Is it fine? The pace is okay?
Yes, ma'am, everything is going good.
Okay, so I expect everyone, those who are not performing, because it would be little difficult later on if you will work with R after downloading it, you can make a note, whatever I'm saying, right? Means like you can write. I need to say you one more thing. If we want to write any comment, so that if I'm referring the same file in future, that way I using or reading those comment, I can understand what I have done in that particular line. So to create any comment, you need to use the hash sign, right? Here I'm writing creating x variable. This is I have written. So that means now R is understanding if I'm using hash, that means it is understanding that I am creating a variable in R. So that way this particular thing will help me in future, and that way I can understand what I have done. Now I am writing calling x That way it will give me the value which is stored in X. So these are the two things which we have seen. Is it fine, everyone? May I go ahead? Any doubt? No doubt? No doubt. May I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Probably.
Yeah, I think I'm not getting any sound, so I think I can assume it is fine. Very good. So
Yes.
now, yeah, thank you, Priyanka ma'am. So now you can see, uh, this is the this is what we have done. We have created or we have stored a numeric value in X. What if I want to store a text inside any variable? So for in storing a text inside any particular variable, you need to use either a single quote or a double quote. So suppose I'm writing here, suppose I'm writing a name, that is Pari. So if I want to store any text in any particular variable, I need to keep it inside the single quote or inside the double quote. Now I'm pressing Control Enter. You can see it is executed successfully. We can see in the environment also that Y has, we have stored a value in Y, that is Pari, right? So that way you can see the first variable which we have created X, it was a numeric variable. So creating a numeric variable. Similarly, here I can come and write creating a text variable. Fine. Now, what are the other data types which we can store or create in R? So suppose if I am writing this, so I think everyone know this thing that generally system or the computer understands the true or false type of language or Boolean language, that is 0 and 1. So 0 means false, so 1 means true. So if suppose I want to store any logical value in any variable, so I need to write true in all caps, right? So I'm storing true inside Z. Now pressing Control Enter. You can see easily that it is executed and now we have stored true in Z. So this is what we have done. We have stored or creating a logical variable. Now, if I want to work with, suppose I am a mathematician and I want to work with complex number. So that is also a data type available in R. So suppose I am writing, pressing Control Enter. You can see it is executed, right? So that way I have stored a complex number inside a particular variable, or I have kept a complex number in any particular variable. That is known as the complex number, and that way I can write creating a complex variable. Fine. Is it okay, everyone? Now, talking about, we can also create a integer variable, right? So in R, to create an integer value, means if I want to tell R that this is a integer value, so I need to keep capital L after the name. So that way I can write here creating a integer variable. Done. You can see it is executed successfully without any error. And in this particular environment also, you can find that we have stored our integer value. Is it fine, everyone? These are the data types in R: numeric, string, logical, complex, and integer. Is it fine, everyone? Okay. Please interact. Is it fine? Okay, no answer. So I'm assuming it is fine. Going ahead. So these are also known as data types. So I'm writing here in a comment section, I'm creating a comment and writing data types. So in R, there is numeric, logical, string, complex, and integer data types are available. Now, going ahead, if suppose I want to check what is the type of a variable. So suppose I can write, press Control Enter. You can see it is giving me the y is a character type of variable, and we have stored Pari inside y. Similarly, I can copy this to save my time and paste here, and I am replacing this. Suppose this time by z, pressing Control Enter. So z is a logical variable. Similarly, coming here, writing p, pressing Control Enter, it is giving me integer. So p is an integer kind of variable. So that way, to understand a type of a variable, we can use type of function. Fine, everyone. Now, we know if we want to work in research, and when we are working in research, we are dealing with so many variables, and there is not a single value of that variable. There are so many values of variable. So what if I want to store more than one value in any particular variable? So for example, I am storing now suppose two values 2 and 3 in the variable x. Now I am doing this and pressing Control Enter. So once I am doing this, you would be able to see the R is giving us unexpected comma in x dash or x assignment 2. So that means it is only reading till here, and once it is moving ahead comma, so it is saying me that this is a kind of error. That means we cannot store more than two value in this kind of set or in this kind of arrangement. So what if we want to store more than one in value inside a particular variable? So for that we are having data structures in R, which helps us to store more than one value in any variable. Okay, so is it fine, everyone? I think I cannot hear any sounds. What happened today? No one is interacting, no one is saying anything. Is it fine, everyone? Okay, Vikrant sir has raised hand. Sir, do you want to ask me something? Or are you saying everything is fine?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Priyanka ma'am.
Let me communicate once to all participants. If you have any query, then ma'am is asking, kindly open your mic and communicate with her, by which she also come to know that you all are able to follow and see.
Ma'am, chat is not available, I think so.
Okay, sir. Then you can just open your mic and just ask her the respective question.
Okay, so I think there is no sound coming from the end of the participants. So I'm assuming it is quite clear, and I'm moving ahead. As I think R maybe can be new for many of you. So that is why again and again I'm asking that whether it is fine. Are you getting what I'm doing here or not? If not, it would be like the things maybe I'm just performing, and maybe you are not looking, or maybe looking but you're not giving looking at with so much interest or something like that. So that is why I'm asking you again and again. So okay, fine. Now we are talking about the talking about the data structure. So as I said, there is a limitation. If we want to store more than one values in any particular variable, so R will not allow you to go with this type of arrangement. So to overcome this, R has given the facility of data structures. Using structures, we can store more than one values also, right? So now we will see what types of data structures available in R. So first one is, that is a very basic data structure in R, is the vector. So vector is homogeneous and one dimensional data structure in R. So can anyone tell me what do you mean by homogeneous?
Homogeneous means the same data, same category of data.
Okay, very good. Jyoti ma'am, I think, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank
Sorry,
you,
ma'am, I'm
Jyoti.
not able to reply. You was asking from so many times, but actually, what happened? There is some network issue is there. Further, it is a very new thing for me, so I'm just trying my best to be more concentrated on
No,
that.
oh, Jyoti ma'am, actually thing is, I was just asking, reason being, because if suppose my pace is maybe, if you are finding me the pace is very much high or something, so I will
Like,
take a
everything
copy
is fine
also.
on this, but actually, I try to open it with you and try to do with you. But I just try to download. Everything is done. But one issue is there when I just downloaded it on the right side where it is a file, plots, packages. It's showing so many folders, but in yours, it is not showing anything below the environment.
So, ma'am, I think I am on plot tab. I don't know in which tab you are.
This
So
one on
you
the
need
right
to
side,
be.
on the
So
downside.
there is no problem.
Okay,
This is the matter of these plot, this particular tab. So whatever tab is open, that way
okay.
accordingly that particular screen will come or window will
Oh,
come.
okay. But we're trying our best to do it with you, but
Uh,
facing some
Actually,
issues,
I'm
no?
asking, yeah, asking because if you are not cope up whatever I'm doing, so I'll wait. That is why I'm asking.
No, I just if you're trying your best, I am also trying it ki just to make it recall again and again. We'll watch it again and try to do it again, okay? But it
Okay,
is
fine.
good. Homogeneous over here means the data may be same of category, right? No?
Very, very,
Right,
very correct, ma'am.
right.
So
Okay.
here, vector, yes, thank you, ma'am. So vector data structure meaning is that when we can store the similar kind of value in any particular variable, it is known as vector. So maybe if I have all the numbers, so I can easily create a numeric vector. If I am having all the characters, I can create a character vector likewise, right? So suppose I am creating a vector 1, I am giving the name, so I am giving the name of my vector as v1 using the assignment sign. Now we need to use a inbuilt function, that is C function, only small c, right? Again, I repeat, R is a case sensitive language. So if you are writing capital C and once you will execute your line, R will give you some error, right? So you need to pay attention on my words. You need to use a small c. You can open a bracket, right? And you can store some values here. I'm creating a numeric variable. So I have stored 5 values inside my vector. Now we'll see whether it will execute or not, or are we getting any error. So I'm
This
pressing
is a random data, no? 1435.
yes, yes, yes. Anything you can enter. Pressing Control Enter. Now you can see successfully it is executed without any error. And now if I want to see what values we have stored in this, so you can use print function, that is print v1. This is a inbuilt function. So once you will do, it will show you all the values, or once you will call your variable with the name or vector with the name, this will give you the same output or same results. So this way, this is the first way of creating your vector. Fine. May I go ahead?
Yeah, fine.
Yes. Right.
Before proceeding further, can you make it one point more clear? Why we actually using this R Studio to calculate the value
Calculate the value. Which
of
value?
R value? What is this? What is the reason behind using this software? Can you please make it clear?
Ma'am, R is a programming language usually, right? But if I
Okay.
want to perform any analysis, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
we need to understand its nitty gritty. We need to know these things, that how we can create a variable, how we can create data structure. So I'm telling you all the basic part of R, right? Now, if you want to import any file in R, suppose you are having a ready-made data set available with you, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that also you can import in R, but still you need to know how those particular things will work in R. So for the purpose, you need to know the basic things of R. So that is why I'm giving you the basic knowledge of R, and then we will see how we can import a file and how we can work with it.
Okay. Okay. Get it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So now we have created the vector 1, that is v1, and we have stored 5 values. Now I suppose, I think it is quite possible, suppose we are having a variable and it has certain values. Suppose 20 observations are stored in a particular variable. Now if I want to randomly select any value, so what, I can easily do that usually in Excel or something. But what if I am working in R? So in that case, if I want to access any of the value which is stored in any particular vector, what you need to do? So here I'm telling you the process of slicing or indexing, right? So here you need to know your name of variable is v1. If you want to extract anything from this variable, you need to use the square bracket, right? Now suppose I want to access its second value, so inside this rectangle bracket I have written 2. Now I am pressing Control Enter. You can see it is returning me 35, and in this vector at the second position 35 is stored. So that means in after the vector name you need to give the position of the element which you want to extract from that particular vector. Is it fine, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now suppose if I want to replace this value, I want to store some other value in at the second position of my vector. So I need to tell this thing to R that at this particular position, now store, suppose I have entered here 39, pressing Control Enter, you can see I am not getting any error. Now when I will call my vector, now you can see 35 is replaced by 39. Fine. Okay, everyone. May I go ahead?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Yes. So this was the vector. So I'm not going in much deep, right? Because I need to tell you one or two tests also using the R, right? So that is why I'm going, and directly I'm talking about the next data structure. So I am writing here the next data structure is list. List is heterogeneous in nature, and it is one dimensional data structure in R. Heterogeneous means,
A
Jyoti ma'am or
different
anyone?
variable. Different
Sorry,
variable. Different
different
variable.
values it can store, right?
Right.
As you
You
can see here, we have stored all the numeric
right.
values in
Right.
V1. Similarly, if I want to store some mixed match type of value, so in that
That
case,
is a heterogeneous.
yes, that is known as heterogeneous. So
Ma'am,
suppose
you left the figure of 29 or 30 earlier in 24. Will it create any issue in that?
sorry,
You have left the number 20. Go on the number 20. You left that space. They will it
this
create
one,
any issue? 20
this
below
one,
9 vector. Yes, ma'am.
I,
Will it create
no
any
ma'am,
issue?
intentionally I have not given anything here.
Okay.
It is totally up to me. I want to show you people, because this is a demo classes,
Hmm.
so that way you would be able to understand things properly. So that is why after comment I have given one space, and I
Okay.
have not executed it. If you will do so, even then you are not getting any error, because nothing is
Okay.
written here.
Okay. 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 So that means we can space it. It will not create any error, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
Now talking about L1. So firstly, I need to tell you one more thing here. If you want to create list, you need to use list function, and in list L you will be the small letter, right? So here I am creating the list one with the function list. I am storing certain values inside this.
Is this 89L?
Yes, I have told you. It's this way.
Heterogeneous data, like
No,
then
no, this is heterogeneous, but after all, it is an integer value.
integer value.
Yes, I
Okay.
explained you previously. Now you can see I've executed it, right? So successfully it is executed in the console. We can see we are not getting any error. So that way list 1 or L1, that is list, is created in R. Now I want to print my list. So I can use print function. Inside that I want to give the name of list, right? So I am pressing Control Enter, and you can see it is showing me this is a list. First element of the list is 12. Second element is 89. Third element is 18.3. Fourth element is hello. And fifth element is true. It is not like we can only store these values. We can also keep a vector inside our list, right? So suppose I am modifying this list and I am storing, just a minute, I am storing a vector inside this. Pressing Control Enter. It is executed. Now again I am printing, pressing Control Enter. You can see now one more item or one more value is added in this list, that is number 6, that is a vector. Is it fine, everyone? Space is okay? Clear to everyone?
Then we going on the print option. It's showing a list number 12 on the first one, and on the second it is showing only 89, not 89L.
Because ma'am, R is knowing this is a number. L
Okay.
we are writing to tell R that this is an integer number. So it is
Okay.
only showing you 89 because it's a
Okay.
number, right?
Okay.
Now if I want to extract any element of my list, so suppose I'm writing L, again we need to use the square bracket. Suppose I want to access the third element of my list, so I need to give the position of the third. 3 means I want to extract third element from my list. Pressing Control Enter, you can see we are getting the third element, and we can find here third element is 18.3.
18.3.
Yes.
Right.
Now what if I want to take out any value which we have stored inside a vector, and with this vector we know it is inside a list L1, right? So
Hmm.
in that case I need to write the name of my list. It is L1. You need to use the double square bracket, and you need to see what is the position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 position is of the vector. Right. From the sixth position vector, I want to suppose take out the second value. Pressing Control Enter. You can see it is giving me 4. So for the first position, you need to give the two brackets, two square brackets, and inside that, whatever value you want to extract, you need to give a single bracket, square bracket. Fine.
Yes, fine.
Good. So this way we can create a list in R. I'm going ahead again, friends. I'll repeat this thing. I'm not going in deep. I'm just only telling you the crux part of these data structures so that we can discuss some of the research portion also using the R, right? Now I will talk about the next data structure, that is the matrix. So matrix, I think everyone know matrix is what? Matrix is a two-dimensional array where there would be columns, when there would be rows also. That is a matrix, right? Those are from the maths background, they are knowing it, but I think everyone of us have studied mathematics at least till 10th class. So we are knowing what is matrix in maths, right? So similarly, we can create matrix also in
R.
R. Now I'm writing it is homogeneous and it is two-dimensional array. To create a matrix, you need to use function matrix. So you can see whenever I'm saying function, after that I'm putting opening and closing bracket. It is showing that matrix is a function, right? Now what is the syntax? So I'm writing the syntax of matrix. So for creating a matrix, you need to pass vector, you need to pass n row, you need to pass n column, and you need to pass by row, and lastly dim names. So these these are the parameters which you need to pass to create a matrix in R. But friends, I need to tell you this thing. All the parameters or all the arguments are not compulsory to pass to create a matrix. Some of them are suffice to create a matrix. But it is not like all also you can pass, right? So what are the necessary things you need to pass to create a matrix? You need to keep this thing in your mind. Vector, necessarily you need to pass n, either n row or n column. So this, there is a condition, either n column or n row. If you will write both also, even then it will work. But if you are passing single, then it will also work, right? By row, dim names, these are the optional parameters or optional arguments. If you will not pass, even then R will allow you to create a matrix. So friends, I am telling you firstly how to create a matrix. So firstly, I'm giving the name to my matrix, right? So I'm giving the name. Suppose my matrix name is M1. Here I'm using a matrix function. Inside that, I need to pass a vector. So suppose I'm passing a vector with, I want to create a 2 by 2 matrix, right? So I'm passing only 4 elements. 2 by 2 means 2 rows, 2 column, and that way it will have the 4 elements. So I am passing only 4 elements inside my vector. After that, I am keeping a comma and then using n row. So 2 by 2 means there should be 2 rows. So R is smart enough. If I am saying I am passing 4 values and I am saying 2 rows I want to create, so that way R will adjust. That means I am interested to create 2 columns using 4 values. Once I will press Control Enter, you can see it is executed successfully in R and I'm not getting any error. Once I'll press M1 or once I will write M1 and press Control Enter, you would be able to see this is a 2 by 2 matrix. Fine, friends.
Yes, absolutely. Fine.
Now I'm copying it and telling you one more thing. Right. Putting a comma, coming by row equals true. Now, if you will keep capital T, then also I will understand that is true. If you are keeping capital F, then also I will understand that is false. So either you can write complete true or either you can write a capital T only. That is also suffice for all. Right, I am pressing Control Enter. Now writing M1, pressing Control Enter. You can see the difference in the first output and in the second output. First output, first row is saying 12, then 45. Second row is saying 67 and 29. Now in this output, first row is 12 and 67 and second row is 45 and 29. So the meaning of this is, once I am writing by row equals to true, so that means the arrangement of the elements would be according to row first. So that means 12 and 61 will become your first row and 45 and 29 will become your second row. If I am not giving this, so that way by row is false. And 12 and 67 will become your first column and 45 and 29 will become your second column. Fine?
Fine.
Okay. So may I go ahead? It is
What
there.
is the reason of this doing? Is there any logic of doing this? Like
Of
why
what?
I just wanted it on the rows on the first time.
It is
Like,
totally up to you, ma'am, whether you want to arrange your elements
okay.
according to rows or according to column.
हाँ,
That
हाँ.
we need to decide, and that way we can use this by row equals to true or false. If you are
Okay.
writing here false, you will get the same output, the output which we have got here. But I
Okay.
need to make you one thing clear here. From the research point of view, we do not need to have much use of matrix, but I need to tell you what is matrix. So I have explained you, and after that, I'm not telling you anything about matrix
Okay.
because it is not much use in the research. There is not much
Okay.
use of matrix in research, right? Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank
Going ahead, talking about the important data structure in R, that is factor. Factor is, I think any one of you will tell me whether you are knowing about categorical variable or not.
you.
Anyone?
Categorical value.
Categorical variable.
heard about it, but I'm not able to recall it properly.
But I think I have taken one more session in the this particular FDP on SPSS, right? And I explain everything.
Categorical.
Anyone, it is not like Jyoti ma'am can give answer. Anyone can give answer. Yes.
Something on the basis of categories. The data are
Yes.
divided on the basis of categories.
Yes. Can you give some example?
Uh, I just recalling here, you were absolutely right. You told up in SBS session.
Yes.
Some data. uh, like on the basis of some container series, we divide the data series, contribute the data. That no,
No, no, ma'am.
sorry, no, not
Okay.
able to recall.
Okay. So firstly, we will write. I am writing here to create categorical variable in R. We use factor data structure, right? So factor function you need to use to create a categorical variable in R. So categorical variable means a variable which can help us to categorize something. Suppose gender is a categorical variable and I am collecting the data of respondents. That means I am categorizing respondents on the basis of their gender. That these are the males, these are the females. So that way it is a categorical variable, right?
Right. The
And
basis
I think
of literate or illiterate the data
yes,
are,
that
right?
can be occupation can be right.
Okay.
So that way it can be right.
Yes.
And we know whenever we are working in statistics or whenever we are working on research paper, so we need to deal such kind of hypothesis where such kind of variables are available. So how
Right.
to create those variables in R, that we will see now.
Okay.
So suppose I am creating a variable or I am creating a vector with the name gender, and in gender I am storing certain categories of male and female. Just a minute. R is case sensitive. You need to use capital M or small m, or else it will give you error. So you need to be very cautious here while creating any variable in R. So suppose some of the values of male and female I have written. So I can say the first respondent is male, second is female, 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 male, female, and male. Likewise, pressing Control Enter. Now I think you can see it is quite clear, quite visible to everyone. I think it is executed in R. Now I want to check whether the gender vector which we have created, it is a factor or not. So for checking that, there is a inbuilt function with the name is dot factor. Inside that, I need to only put the name of your vector. Pressing Control Enter, you can see answer is coming as false, means gender is not a factor. So what is gender? I know it is a vector because I have used C function. So you can see it is giving me true. So what now? If I want to convert gender in factor, so you need to use factor function, and that way I press Control and Enter. You can see no error I am getting. And now firstly I want to print gender. Now you can see there is a difference in the output. If you are writing a single this particular gender, suppose I'm creating everything again, right? I have created this. Now I want to print this. You can see the output. Output is coming as MFFFMFM, right? Now, after converting the gender in the factor, once again I am calling it, you can see the difference, right? So labels are created now. So how many labels or categories available in this particular variable? Two only, male and female. Fine. So that way it is giving all the values inside we have stored in gender, and how many levels or how many categories are available? So only two, F and M. Fine.
True. Fine.
Very good. Thank you, ma'am. So that way we can convert a simple vector into the factor using the factor function. Now I am not discussing array as there is no use of array in terms of research. So array is the another kind of data structure which I am not discussing here. I am directly switching to the another important data structure. The name of that is data frame. Data frame is again heterogeneous and it is n-dimensional. No, I must say it should be two-dimensional. So data frame is heterogeneous in nature and it is two-dimensional. Fine. So heterogeneous meaning is it can store any kind of values inside it, right? And it is two-dimensional means table and row arrangement would be there. It is two-dimensional. So how you can create it? To create it, you need to use data dot frame function, and inside this you need to put the vectors. Clear? No doubt. May I go ahead?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, fine. Thank you. Now, as you can see, so I think as we know, once we are creating a data for any research, right? So in research, there are so many variables available. An arrangement of variables, I think I have told you when we were discussing about the SPSS. I have told you in SPSS also we are having data in the columns, and these columns are becoming your variable. And once I talk about rows, so rows are what? These are the respondents' responses, right?
Yes, right.
So same way, if I want to create such type of mechanism in R, so for that you need to use data frame, and for creating that we need to use data dot frame function. So here, suppose I am individually creating some vectors, and then I'll create a data frame. So first vector which I am creating, it's a suppose salary vector. So salary would be a numeric vector, right? Quite clear?
Ma'am, salary will be in quantitative only.
Yes. So suppose I'm writing some of the salary values.
Okay.
I'm not taking the big values and the more data so that it can save our time and we can understand how to create data frame. I have taken only 5 values of the salary here, right? Pressing Control Enter, no error I am getting. Now I'm creating the next vector with the designation. Yes. Suppose this is assistant manager. Sorry. Suppose assistant manager I'm writing, right? Now second is suppose
Take it in the education line if you want to assistant professor, associate professor, or professor. Just for example, no?
anything you can take, ma'am, anything.
You can write it your in chief manager. Okay. Okay.
So 5 values I have taken: assistant manager, peon, clerk, accountant, and manager. Fine.
Fine.
Pressing Control Enter. It is executed successfully. I want to take one more variable here. Suppose gender. Using C function. Suppose I am writing female. Then suppose male. Then suppose male. Then suppose female. And then suppose male again. Pressing Control Enter. Fine. 3 variables I created with the name salary. designation, and gender. Fine, everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Fine, fine. Carry on.
Fine. Now I'm creating a data frame. So suppose I'm giving my name to the data frame as suppose DF,
What is the DF?
name of the data frame.
That's the name of the data. DF.
Now data dot frame function I'm using, and I can pass only the name of my all the vectors. Be
Okay.
cautious.
Salary, designation, and gender.
Yes, designation and then gender. Pressing Control Enter. You can see, just a minute, Control Enter. You can see no error I am getting. I want to see its results, means how all these have been stored in the DF. I need to see that. Pressing Control Enter. Now you can see salary, designation, gender created. Fine.
Very good. Very nice.
Yes. So this way, data frames are the very important thing. But I'll need to tell you one more thing. Because suppose now I want to perform anything using a particular, means if I want to do anything with a particular variable. So how to extract that? So in that case, you need to write the name of your data frame. So name is DF because I have stored everything in DF. Now you need to use the dollar sign. And suppose once you will put a dollar sign, you would be able to see all the variables all available in your data frame. So suppose I want to only see my salary column of my data frame. Pressing Control Enter, you can see it. Fine. If I want to change anything, that also I can do. Fine, everyone. Is it okay?
Yeah, fine, ma'am.
Okay, so this way these are the data frames in R. I think so far we have seen variable data type, then we have seen the various types of data structures. Now moving ahead, talking about some functions. Functions in R. Although there are two types of functions, that is inbuilt function and user defined functions, right? Fine. Inbuilt functions and user defined functions. So here for the time being, because I think time is less, so I will not go in the user defined function, and I think from the research point of view we need to look at the inbuilt functions only. So I will talk about only inbuilt function, right? So I think we have seen here few functions already. Can anyone name them?
Like we have taken the salary, we have taken designations, we have taken.
No. These are the variables. I'm talking about functions. So we have seen here C function. We have seen here print function. We have seen here
Matrix,
matrix function. We
EF,
have
data frame,
list.
list.
Yes, very good. We have seen data dot frame function. So we have seen these kind of functions. We have also seen factor function.
Right.
So these are the some of the inbuilt function. Apart from that, there are so many other inbuilt function also available which can help us in research. So I'm discussing that, right? So give me a second. Yes, sorry for the interruption. I was switching on the light. Yes. So these are the some of the inbuilt functions we have seen. Now I'll talk about, suppose I have a, I think we also already know we are having a salary variable or salary variable available in this data frame. If I want to see the mean of this, so what I need to do? I am writing here mean and then giving the name of the data frame and using the or selecting the variable. So for this salary variable, I want to calculate the mean, right? Pressing Control Enter. You can see this is the mean salary.
22,200. Okay.
Right? So this is the mean is again a inbuilt function.
Inbuilt function.
Similarly, If I want to find the median salary, so in that case, you can see this. I want to find the standard deviation of this salary. Also, I can use this. So this is the standard deviation of the salary. Variance, same.
This is all inbuilt function.
These all are inbuilt functions. And I think we know descriptive is for descriptive statistics, we need to have the, or we need to calculate the mean, median, standard deviation, or some these things, right? So these are the some of the basic functions, inbuilt functions available in R, which we can use in our research also. And these are the values we are getting here, right? Going ahead. Now, if suppose I think it is quite possible if we are collect some data, might be possible some of the values are missed or missing. So what we need to do for the missing value? So firstly, I'm creating a variable here. Suppose salary, storing some values here. I think rather than salary, I'll take marks. So few and small values I need to fill here, right?
Now what I'm doing, ma'am, in this, in marks one?
Just a minute, I'm telling you. I'm creating some of the missing values here. And for missing values, in R, NA is prescribed format. So NA means missing value. Pressing Control Enter. No error I am getting. If I want to see marks, you can see. These are the values stored in the marks vector. Now, if I want to calculate mean for marks, what the R will give me or not? No, R will give me result NA. Means if we are having certain missing values in any particular value, in any particular variable, and if we want to calculate the mean for that, in that case, R will not give you the mean of that. So what we will do in that case, you need to use NA.RM, means remove NAs. NA.RM equals to true. You can see we are finding the mean. Fine.
Very true. Fine, ma'am.
Similarly, median also you can, means for remaining functions also you need to only write NA.RM equals to true. That means I'm saying remove all the NAs and then calculate mean. So that way we are getting this mean figure. Similarly, you can get median, standard deviation, variance, etc. Fine.
Right.
Similarly, if I want to find, I forgot, I think SQRT is there. Yes, square root will give you the square root of a number. It is giving me 5, right? So these are the some of the basic functions, and if you are having missing values, so that way you can deal them. Going ahead, talking about packages in R. So packages in R means this is the set of functions. These are the set of functions, means functions which are not inbuilt or which are not directly accessible to us. Using packages, we can use them. So packages are meant for a specific purpose. Say, for example, if I want to go for the manipulation of the data. So what are the manipulation functions we can, what are the manipulation actions we can perform? All the functions are available in a particular package. So that way, there are various functions. Deployer is there, TidyR is there, car is there, then psych is there, then ggplot. These are the some of the these are the mostly used packages in R. So if I say ggplot2, so all ggplot2 means this is the grammars or the grammar of the graphs. Gg stands for grammar of the graph. So that means all the functions which we can use for plotting any types of advanced or simpler graphs. So all the similar kind of functions are available inside this package. So means this package is totally dedicated to data visualization, right? Similarly, if you want to perform any kind of a statistical test, most of the functions are available in Psych. Some for data manipulation purpose, you can use the deployer, that is DPLYR. So that way you can use them easily. But how to work with them? So there is a process to work with them. I'm telling you, you need to use install.packages. Inside this, you need to write the name of, you need to, sorry, in the double quotation, you need to write, why it is not taking double quote?
Chanchla ma'am, I do feel like this will be on the higher side. As we are doing on the first, like you were saying, like, you just tell us in the basis point first of all. So this will be on the higher package, no? Like going for these terms rather.
Ma'am, I do not have any problem because I think only one day we are getting for hour. So if you say
That
I'll stop here, if you say I'll
uh,
stop here, I do not have any problem.
right. You can stop over here because I don't feel so ki we can go on that level on the basis of only 1 hour session with you. That will be not enough time. So can we go further? The basic things which you can also update us, like what can be used with the help of this R and
Everything you can use, ma'am. Any type of graphical analysis or any type of statistical analysis, if you want to perform, everything you can do.
like you were saying, we can also import the data. How we
Yes,
can
that also I can tell you.
that is good rather than going in this deeper session. No?
But ma'am, problem is that if you are not using functions and many types of analysis, you cannot perform. So I think you need to know that. That is why I was covering. But not an issue. You can go for importing of data.
For everything, we have to type over here. For everything, like
This is a computer language. This is not a software like SPSS.
okay.
It is not a menu-driven software.
So
So
this
you
is
need
a
to check.
software. That's why we have to write each and everything. What
No,
we
no. This is a package. This is a language software.
okay.
So you need to write every code here to take a work from that. It is not SPSS in that you can go in a menu, you can find everything and you can perform. It is not that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right, getting you know.
So, ma'am, I'm telling you importing of data here. For importing of the data, you need to have some file with you. I don't know you are having that file or not. So you need to have any Excel file with you, right? You can open that file. Suppose I'm showing you. My file is suppose in any particular place, right? So I have opened that particular, what I can say, folder, right? So in this folder, this is my file, education dog owner. This is my file which I want to import it in the R, right? So this is a kind of CSV file. So what you need to do, you need to right click on that. You need to go to the properties. You need to read or copy its location first.
Right.
Done. After that, again, I'm coming back. In this set WD, you need to copy that location. Sorry, you need to paste that location under the double quotation. Done.
Then enter.
After that, you need to press Control Enter. You can see some error is coming. A is unorganized. Escape is okay. Just a minute. Yes. So what you need to do, all the backward slashes you need to remove and you need to replace them by the forward double slashes like this.
We have this because the art studio didn't understand that language. Is it so? As we copy the location from there only and paste it over here, but still it's showing an error. Reason behind not able to understand that slash.
Yeah, I think just a minute, ma'am. I think it will work with single slash also. Just a minute. I need to check it. Yes. No, it is not like means there is a particular syntax for means whenever we are working with a particular language, whether it is R, Python, C, Java, anything. So it has a particular syntax. So we need to know that syntax. That if the syntax is not proper, in that case, R will not work or a particular software will not work. So we need to know what is the correct syntax. So it cannot read a backward slash. If we want to work with that, I need to tell you one more thing. I think that way it will work. Just a minute. Yeah, here I need to pass the double, just a minute, double backward slash, I think. So in that case, it will work. Forward single I need to keep. Yes. Forward single I need to keep. Backward double I need to keep. So that you think you need to keep in your mind, because this is a syntax. Only that way R is means it is made like this. So only that way it will understand that we are setting our working directory from where we need to pick up file, right? So we set WD means set working directory. So we are setting our working directory from where we need to take that particular file. Fine.
Fine, ma'am.
Now you can use read.csv function as my file is .csv type. So I'm using read.csv function, or else you need to use XLS function, right? Now inside the double quotation, I'm coming here. Just a minute. I need to copy the name of my file. So I'm copying the name of my file. In the double quotation, I am writing that. Along with that, you need to write its extension also. That this file is .csv file. Fine.
Okay.
Once I am pressing Control Enter, you can see the data is here.
Okay. ID, gender, pet number, and
This is the data available in my file. Fine.
your data should be in the form of CSV. Then only it will be possible.
No, Excel is also possible. You can go in the file menu. You can import the data set, text, Excel, SPSS, everything you can import.
Okay.
So it's a very simple way is there, ma'am. There is no much mind we need to use for importing a file. That is also available. In that way, if you want to import an Excel file, you can click on this. Box will come here. You need to select the using browse. You can select the location. You can press import.
Okay.
File would be imported. No issues in that.
That means in the format of Excel, we can import the data.
Even CSV file can also be imported by that way also. No issues in that. And using function, you can use this.
Okay.
So that way you can import your file. I think importing is done. Fine.
Yes, ma'am. That is
Anything
fine.
else you want to know?
Well, you were saying in the starting, you will tell us some test. Why we using the test? All that test.
Okay. If
test
suppose sorry,
you was telling about the test now. So what type of test you were saying in the initial?
ma'am, T we can use. Then we can use. No, means every test we can perform. So suppose if I talk about, suppose I want to see. I think we have already, but I think that is a small variable we have created. Suppose I'm coming here, I'm creating two more variable. I want to see whether there is significant difference in the salary of male and female or not. So I'm creating a function salary. Creating a vector salary. I'm keeping small values here. So these are the values in thousands, suppose, right?
Right.
So I need to check the length. I can easily check. Why I'm checking length? So that next variable also I will create with the same length. So 9 values I have passed in the salary. I'm creating a gender variable now. So I think just a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And suppose again
9.
9. Again, I'll check whether I have created length of gender is 9 or not.
Type lender bracket gender.
So yes, so both the variable length is same here.
Yes.
Now coming down, want to perform, suppose my hypothesis I'm writing,
HO.
there is no significant difference in the mean salary of male and female. This is my hypothesis. I want to perform t-test. I can use t dot test. I need to write the, I think it is quite clear we are having two variables, salary, and we
And
are having second variable, gender. So I need to write the dependent variable. Suppose it is salary, and you need to use tilt sign. Then you
yes,
can write gender,
okay.
right?
Mm.
Okay, then you can write alpha is suppose 0.05. This is the control enter I have pressed. You can get the results. These are the output. It is showing me t value is 0.98817 degrees of freedom is this. T value is this. I can conclude using this.
Two difference in mean between group and assignment. Okay,
Fine.
fine, ma'am. We can take the data from here and then paste it in the like in our research paper in my Word format also, no?
Yes. You can do copy paste. You can do. So this way you have performed the t-test. Now, so coming here, suppose I have salary already. Now I'm creating occupation variable. So suppose I'm writing business class, salaried people, and suppose professional. Done. Occupation created. I can perform AOV function. I can write salary. I can write.
AOV is
Sorry,
AOV
ANOVA.
is ANOVA. Okay.
This is the results of ANOVA.
Okay.
And just a minute. And better, you can write summary of ANOVA. So it will give you more concise way or concise output of ANOVA. So F value is this. This is the P value.
Okay.
So this way you can perform t-test, ANOVA, etc. using R.
R.
Yes.
Ma'am, what is the basic difference behind using the SPSS and using this R Studio? Like where we should use that software?
Ma'am, I think it is totally depending upon the user's choice. If you are comfortable in R, you can use R. If you are comfortable in SPSS, you can use SPSS. R is freely available. SPSS is a costlier software, but I think that is menu driven. So that is why usually people are finding it easier to use. So that is why people are looking for the SPSS. But if you are having command, you can go with R also. There is no problem.
You yourself used many times R software in your research paper, R Studio.
Up to us, ma'am, depending upon all the research authors which we are writing a paper, depending upon our understanding, if people are comfortable, we can use that. If people are not comfortable, we cannot use. But generally, if we are reporting the results using the languages R and Python, so generally people or the journals are appreciating these things.
Because it is like little tough, and if you are able to do this, that means you are like
The reason is that maybe, but other reason can be we are getting better results usually as compared to the other softwares. These are more because these particular softwares has the strong packages available, which I was discussing previously. So using that, you can perform so many things which you cannot perform even in iSpaces or in Excel. So that way, the utility of these softwares are far more as compared to the softwares like SPSS and Excel. But still, if you are not going for the higher types of advanced statistical tests, say for example, if you want to work with SPSS, so maybe it has a limitation that it cannot work with the means if I want to perform time series analysis or the advanced model of the time series like ARIMA, ArchGuards, etc. So I think that is a drawback of SPSS. Somewhere it cannot help us to work with that. You
And
need
that can be in our studio.
that you can means all studio Python everything will help you out. You need to only find a suitable package. In
Mm.
that particular package function should be available, and using that you can perform everything. So that is a beauty of these softwares, and these softwares are like every day many packages are coming. So using those packages you can perform so many things, but thing is you need to be updated, you need to work with those things. So that way we can get updates, we can understand what we can do with those new things which are being launched or uploaded by the communities. So that is a thing. But I think if you will practice, because even I have developed this R studio or R by teaching only. So I have taken a challenge of teaching R in the college, and by I think that is the best way, man. This is what I have understood, because you student will ask you anything, and to give them answers. Maybe I asked many times that I tomorrow I'll let you know these things, and that way I have explored. So maybe I think this is the outcome of that. Because of that, today I think somewhere I can say I am little bit okay in R. Not good, but I am okay in R.
You are okay in explaining and telling me each and every question very patiently.
But Warman thing, as I said, I am a faculty, I am a teacher. So I think with the time it develops. You need to bear. I think we are the faculty members, so I think you people are quite or very good. But once I need to deal in college or in school or in my class, they can ask me anything, and patiently I need to deal with. I cannot do anything. I need
Very
to
true.
keep up patience with the
Mm.
smiling face. I need to give answers to them. Although I say I'll give you a slap, you people are wasting my time or something, but still you I have to respond
Yes.
anyway, and I
Thank
think that is the best learning.
Thank you so much for your loving session. Like really, I learned a lot in this. I learned something new which I didn't know earlier, and thank you. Really, thank you so much. From my heart, I'm saying thank you.
Thank you so much, Jyoti. So I think this is all from my side for the day, friends. If you have any queries, so now platform is open. You can ask me, because I think today the interaction was very less. No one has interacted except the Jyoti ma'am. So I expect everyone. If you are having any queries, the platform is open. Please ask me.
One more request, Chanchala ma'am, for this. Priyanka ma'am, if you provide some notes, Chanchala ma'am has some notes for that, we can recap it again in future. So it is very helpful for us. If you can provide some notes or something which we can help up, so you can please provide to the Priyanka ma'am.
Uh, Jyoti ma'am, I
Mm.
think my YouTube channel is available.
Okay.
You can search by Dr. Chanchal Jain. It is YouTube channel, and most of the art related things is available there. Because for
Oh,
my students, I have captured so many things.
thank you
So I
so much.
think looking at that, you can learn many things.
And there you have SPSS also, right?
SPSS Excel is also there, and
Okay.
soon I'm uploading more about the Excel also and SPSS also.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Most welcome, Jyoti.
Well, there is so many requests in respect to the material and all, but I'm really sorry to tell you about this that uh, any hand material or any email material will not be available from our side. Such promises were not made before. And YouTube complete recordings are available. If you have missed anything, you can watch your repeat over there from YouTube, the links which are given by which you can cover the topic and make your notes. Rest. Thank you so much, Chanchal ma'am, for today's session. I know it's very tough when the screens are blank and the mics are mute and you are constantly speaking to the screen and you don't know that whether the people are catching or not. You have tried your best, and I know this R is extremely, either people are extremely good in it or unaware. So the middle thing is disastrous. Though all these languages are the only, way to conquer the data and things, but they need constant practice and evolution in every, application, and information makes you better. uh, well, with this, when I'm talking about this application, currently just 1 hour before I come to know that this actual Excel sheet and Google sheet will going to be replaced by a new AI. Uh, there are a lot more things to come. With
Very
this note, uh, I would like to thank Chancellor ma'am. I would like to thank every participant who has listened patiently on behalf of RFI. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Priyanka ma'am. Thank you, RFI.
Thank you, Chanchal
Uh,
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Vikrant sir.
ma'am.
Thank you, everyone, for patient listening and coping up with me. I know it's little tough to work with our and if you are performing for the first time, so I think it is quite difficult to
It is.
understand it.
It is. R is actually difficult.
Yes, yes. Actually, it's a programming language, so I think it is little difficult. No doubt, it is. But
Yeah,
I
for commerce people, it is difficult. For the
yeah.
computer people, if somebody is having commerce with computer, they can manage this.
Maybe I think Priyanka ma'am, but I think once I say that we people are using so many things like so many gadgets we are using nowadays, and I think if I talk about R language and Python, these two languages are very easier because the name of the functions are means it is function itself is saying what we want to perform with that, right?
In my
So
opinion, once you know how to give command once,
yes,
you can operate it.
yes. You need to only know this is the name of the function and these parameters I need to pass. That way, I
Exactly.
think anyone can work.
Exactly.
Yes. So I think this
Okay.
is all from my side.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's ma'am. There is one hand raised by Kishore sir. Sir,
Yes.
you can open your mic and just ask anything. The time.
Sorry,
Yes.
madam, I was unable to follow you because there was a technical issue. I was unable to connect you. But beside, I was hearing your voice and I was going to your class. It's very nice explanation. Thank you for giving me such a piece, powerful knowledge on behalf of the subject related, not to the commerce background also. And we are very pleasant and happy evening and Sunday. So it's something like knowing new subject and working on a pleasant evening. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kishore sir, for
Thank you,
your nice
Kishore sir.
words.
Kishore sir, you can see the YouTube again, by which you can cover up your whatever left.
Yes, madam. First two, 3 classes I have missed, but still I have done my best to carry on from there. So very nice. I'm long distance from Andhra Pradesh, but
Okay.
still the remote area. I'm able to hear your class. That's a pleasant feeling.
Are
Thank you
you
so
able
much.
to operate YouTube?
Yes, madam. I have operated my your YouTube channels also. Yes,
That will be a great help to you for
yes.
recover.
First 3 classes I have followed by YouTube also.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everybody. So the time has passed. Thank you, RFI. The meeting has over.
Yes. Thank you, Priyanka ma'am. Thank you, Ajay sir. Thank you, RFI team. Thank you, all the participants. I think this was the last session from our side in this FDP. So thank you, everyone, for your patient listening and learning along with
And
me.
we are seeing you soon. Don't worry.
Yes, Priyanka ma'am. Definitely we'll meet. Definitely we'll meet.
Yeah.
So, okay. Good night, everyone. May the best evening coming to all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka ma'am. Bye. Take care
Bye,
all.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody. RFI, you can end up the meeting.
మాట్లాడండి సార్